Yo guys, and welcome back to another video, and welcome back to another Doctor Who video. Now in today's video we're going to be talking about something that a couple of sources have said, and I've definitely thought about it a little bit in the past, and this is kind of a big question that I want to try and answer to the best of my ability today. And that question is, why did Ncuti Gatwa not quite feel like the Doctor? And I know there's a lot of people, first and foremost, that were big fans of Ncuti's era. For me, I think it was very 50-50, especially when I watched the era first, the full time. Like, there were some episodes that stood out as good episodes to me, and then there were some other episodes that I wasn't the biggest fan of. But I've got to say, after rewatching the whole series and rewatching their first two seasons back to back, definitely enjoying them a little bit more on the rewatch than when I did on that first initial watch. Despite that, I still think some of the best episodes from the new Russell T Davies era did lie in the 60th anniversary, if I'm going to be completely honest. But yeah, that's kind of an interesting one, because like, they were, for example, like one thing that I really couldn't figure out was every Doctor has a catchline or something that sounds really doctory, like quirks about them. And Ncuti didn't really have like any major quirks, other than like the idea that he would cry a lot in episodes, which I wouldn't really give as a doctory quirk, in my opinion. But yeah, even like coming to think of it, he didn't really have like a standout outfit, which again I think goes negatively towards Ncuti Gatwa. Like, he had too many costume changes. Like, for example, Christopher Eccleston had, you know, costume adaptations. Like, he would wear a different coloured t-shirt with his leather jacket, but he would still have the overall similar look. For David Tennant, he had the long trench coat, and, you know, he had that style. There were adaptations to the style, don't get me wrong, but he did have a standout significant style, which was his iconic Doctor costume. Same with Matt Smith. You had variations, but again, iconic Doctor-y costume. The same had Pete Capaldi. You had, you know, again, exactly the same for him. Jodie Whittaker, literally the same for him. But then we get to Ncuti Gatwa, and they decide to have this big budget, and they decide to completely change the costume every single week. And yeah, it just didn't feel 100% like Doctor Who-y, if that makes sense. Like, it felt very different, and, you know, fans really couldn't lock onto one specific look as Ncuti's look, which it's kind of interesting. Also, like, the idea of him changing the sonic screwdriver colours and things like that, and there being like absolutely no explanation to why the colour of the sonic screwdriver changed. Again, another strange choice from Disney and obviously the BBC and Russell T Davies. Like, why are we getting these colour changes all of a sudden? It just doesn't really fit. Like, every Doctor has their sonic screwdriver, yes, but it kind of stays as one specific make and colour. And yeah, even carrying over from other Doctors, you know, that is a thing as well. So yeah, there's a lot of things, and then there's also just like, there were some moments that didn't really feel like, okay, I'm like looking at this and I'm like, the Doctor wouldn't do that. Like, there are certain fundamental things that are core to the Doctor's character, and, you know, I don't know whether it was the writing or Ncuti's betrayal of certain things, but it at times didn't feel like the Doctor, and then you have other times that feel more like the Doctor. But yeah, there was always that little thing. So we're going to go ahead and have a look at some official articles and what other people are saying. That is my personal thoughts, and I'm going to say whether I agree or disagree with all of this kind of stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at these right now. So, first things first, we have a screenshot with some text right here, which says, Gatwa's experience felt somewhat fraught. He left after 2 seasons and later blamed burnout, with the 33-year-old saying he was getting old and my body was tired. I'm going to pause that right there. Yeah, I genuinely think he was told to say this for PR reasons, and I think it was essentially a PR cover-up for Disney and all of this kind of stuff, because I think personally what I think happened was Disney were getting cold feet about this new Doctor Who series, and they didn't want to fully commit to this new Doctor Who series, and this left Ncuti Gatwa in a very, very awkward spot where, you know, he wasn't guaranteed another season, and he's not going to just sit here and not take on other work and other commitments. So the best thing was for him to leave the role. And I think the unexplained leaving definitely caused a lot of rumours and a lot of people to question it, and rightfully so. But I think they kind of just thought, okay, let's put out this cover-up and just kind of put something out there so that people stop asking. And yeah, not the best idea, but it happened. A Doctor Who source says the show suffered because Gatwa never fully embraced the role. I'm kind of, yeah, I don't know whether Gatwa did fully embrace the role or not. Okay, I'm not Ncuti Gatwa. I don't know if he fully embraced the role or not. But there were parts of the series. First of all, we only had 8 episodes of the main series, plus a Christmas special every year. So, we already have a shorter amount of episodes. And then we have, like, episodes that were Doctor Light, because Ncuti was off filming other things. Now, personally, I don't really like the idea of doing that, especially with only, like, 8 episodes. Like, if there's 8 episodes, I better have the Doctor in every single episode and have him as, like, a main point. Especially with a brand new incarnation as well. Like, you don't want to be having a couple of episodes in and then, Doctor Light episode, here we go. That's not ideal for a new Doctor. And, again, that is part of the reason why I think this new series wasn't, like, as well received as what people thought it was going to be. So we're back here. There's no more to the role than performing. This person says you have to be an ambassador for the brand and embrace being this generation's Doctor. Matt Smith and David Tennant fully understood the responsibility carried. I kind of agree with this, but at the same time, not just Matt Smith and David Tennant. I think Christopher Eccleston did embrace the Doctor, hence why, you know, he's always showed love for the show, even though he left on bad terms. He's always kind of showed love for the show. Jodie Whittaker as well. She did an amazing job at, you know, embracing the character and taking it outside of just the show as well. But yeah, Matt Smith, David Tennant did it very, very well as well. But, you know, Jodie Whittaker as well. I think she did a great job at that as well. And yeah, so, again, not 100% sure. He did have other commitments to other shows and things like that as well. So, it's kind of a possibility. Okay, so here are a couple of pictures which show apparently shooting at was what could potentially be described as inappropriate stuff that was done on set or surrounding basically his time on Doctor Who, which would be considered like against the role of the Doctor, because yeah, let's go ahead and look at these, because, yeah, I definitely agree that these things are not great. They're definitely not a good look, and yeah, probably not best to do when you are embracing the role of the Doctor, because, I mean, if you're going to be the Doctor, you're going to play that character. It is a character that is, like, you have to embrace it. You have to really take on this character, and it is something that does stay with every actor for the rest of their life. Every single actor who's played the Doctor, they have like their whole, they embrace that role for the rest of their life. So let's have a little look. So apparently he's caught smoking on set, which a lot of people were kind of pissed about this, because obviously Doctor Who is a family show. I would definitely not say that it's a kids show, because there's people out there claiming, oh, it's a kids show, but, like, obviously smoking bad to promote it towards kids. I'd say the smoking bad, like, not really, but, like, for the character of the Doctor, maybe not the best look, and, yeah, not the best look for the Doctor, because, yeah, it's a family TV show, which obviously part of that does include, families, and to see your favourite hero doing that is like, yeah, although it doesn't, like, offend me at all personally, and, like, I genuinely don't really care about this one at all, personally, but, like, I could see how people would be annoyed by this, 100%. So, yeah, that is the first picture right here. I had actually heard about this one before, and I have covered this in videos before, but I never actually saw the actual image that people were talking about. So, great to have an image to the actual thing. Then we have another one, which was an Instagram story that was posted at the time of him being the Doctor, or at least after he was announced being the Doctor, from my knowledge, and it literally says, after a long day doctoring, I love to hit my G-spot, which, yeah, this is very, very stupid to post, considering you're playing the Doctor, and again, this is a family show. Incredibly irresponsible to post something like that in, like, a professional role like that as well. And this is stuff that, every actor who goes and plays the Doctor should know. Like, you should know before you go and accept this role, or even apply for this role, that this role is going to stay with you for the rest of your life. Like, okay, you will always, to a capacity, be known as the Doctor. So, yeah, posting shit like this, heavily irresponsible of Ncuti Gatwa. I know that did it, yeah, definitely pissed a lot of people off as well. And then the third and final one is something that he said to Rolling Stone, apparently. So, he says, I love John Pertwee, the third Doctor's outfits, he told Rolling Stone UK. Lovely velvety jackets and frilly shirts. Now, if he just left it there, that would be perfectly fine. Having a favourite Doctor, completely okay. Having, favourite Doctor, favourite outfit, very, very common discussions from the Doctors. He then took it a little bit further, though. He said, I feel a connection to him. Our Doctors are the only two who dress like sluts. Gatwa laughed. Now, yeah, okay, although this was a joke, or at least that's what I gather from this, that this is supposed to be like a joke and a thing, it's definitely a poor joke to make at this point in time, especially, again, relating it back to Doctor Who and all of that kind of stuff, very, very poor. Again, I'm, like, doesn't bother me personally, but then again, I'm a 23-year-old adult watching this, so obviously not going to offend me. But yeah, to like parents of children, I can see why they would be very much annoyed, pissed, offended at this kind of thing. And again, I don't know whether this is just part of Ncuti Gatwa's humour of sorts, and he's very outgoing about that, which again, like, at the same time, if you know somebody is very, very outgoing about that kind of thing and has a history of making these kind of jokes, you probably wouldn't cast this person in the role of the Doctor. Like, so I don't know what's going on here, whether this is just like part on, you know, Ncuti's back, that he should have known better, like as an adult, he should have known better to not make these kinds of comments or jokes, you know, around playing the Doctor, and he should have refrained from doing this. Or, you know, or whether, you know, part of the blame has to go on like Russell T Davies as well, for, you know, if, again, I don't know if Ncuti has a history of saying these types of things, but if he does, then, you know, Russell probably should have been aware of that, and he should have probably took that into consideration when casting him to play the role of the Doctor. So, yeah. But yeah, that's just my thoughts and my opinions on this whole thing. Very, very inappropriate to be saying when, you know, playing the Doctor, but that is just my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments down below. You know, do you think Ncuti Gatwa was a good Doctor? Do you think he felt very Doctor-ish and all of this kind of stuff? Let me know in the comments down below that, and also let me know what you think of these 3 pictures that I showed about this thing right here, and this information which I found about Ncuti and his behaviour on the set of Doctor Who and online whilst he was playing the Doctor. Let me know, do you agree with this, disagree? Just let me know in the comments down below. As always, I love reading all of the comments on these types of videos and getting people's different views and thoughts and opinions and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, let me know, comments down below about all of that. And also, whilst you're here, smash a like on this video. Likes always really, really help to boost these videos out and get them to a bit of a wider audience, which definitely something that I really, really want to do as I'm getting back into making Doctor Who content on this YouTube channel. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of this video. If you do want to further support the channel as well, we do have our own merchandise for 10 years of this YouTube channel. To celebrate 10 years, we decided to go ahead and put together a 10 years merchandise collection. I'm wearing 2 pieces right now. I'm wearing this t-shirt right here, the 10 years Blackout Edition t-shirt, and also the 10 years Blackout Edition beanie. These items, along with many, many other items, are available to purchase, link in the description. I wanted to give the fans something physical back, so something, you know, that they could wear and purchase and collect and all of that good stuff, but also open it as a way to help basically support and help, you know, partially finance some of these videos. As yeah, that's kind of like my whole idea with this whole merchandise thing. It is a limited edition collection as well, so if you want to go ahead and grab some, definitely go ahead and grab some in the link in the description. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. As always, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe button is just down there, and yeah, really, really helps out the channel as well. It is completely free, and it also allows you to be first in when we upload a brand new video, just like this one, or like another video, or like we do a ton of different videos, from reactions to challenges to vlogs and all of that kind of stuff. With Doctor Who comes, obviously. But yeah, if you want to subscribe, that'd be massively appreciated. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe as always, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.